Someone remind me, which brand got that $1 billion deal on Fox? Was it SmackDown? Are we sure it was SmackDown? Because based off of tonight, I would have thought Raw was the one getting the $1 billion. You know, because Raw swept SmackDown tonight. Don't worry, we're going to talk about Survivor Series. And yes, I'm still kind of sick, so I won't be yelling too much. That doesn't mean I won't rant. I have a serious issue with the way this show was booked. A lot of good things happened tonight, and we'll talk about them, I promise you. But what the hell was up with this sweep? And I love that Michael Cole went out of his way to mention that the pre-show didn't matter. Thanks, by the way. Thank you very much, Michael Cole, for letting me know that in the grand scheme of things, the kickoff matches have no impact on anything. So from now on, I am no longer watching a kickoff match. Done with kickoff matches. Thanks, Michael Cole. Thank you. I appreciate that. They went out of their way to say that the only match that SmackDown got tonight didn't count. So Raw can have a sweep. And I had to think, why would they do that? What is the point of telling the audience, telling the world that Raw is the better show? I'll tell you what it is. Because they know people are not watching Raw. They know people are sick of Raw. They know people are tired of the same old boring episodes of Raw they've been getting all year. And everyone in their mamas has been saying SmackDown is the better show. SmackDown has the better characters, has the better wrestling, has the better storylines, has the better production, has the better overall presentation of what WWE is to a wrestling fan. But sorry, that's not what they want you to think. That's not what they want you to believe. They want you to believe Raw is the best show. So, they had Raw win tonight. They had Raw sweep SmackDown so they can go on Monday Night Raw tomorrow and talk about how Raw is the best show. Raw is the best brand. When in reality, NXT is the best brand. NXT is the number one brand. But we have to be careful. We have to be careful saying that because next thing you know, Super Chats.
Remember when the Texans were 0-3? Yeah, me neither.
7-3, baby. 7-3. Back to Survivor Series. We have to be careful. Because now that we're saying NXT is the best brand, they're going to have Raw be NXT next year at Survivor Series. But that's what that was. This was WWE's way of telling the fans to screw off. We want Raw to be the best show. And now...
So basically SD got buried tonight. I am done. I am NXT.
Oh, trust me, man. You're not the only person who was just fed up with WWE's political BS. They are so adamant about making fans buy into their agendas that they don't understand how they hurt themselves in the process. It makes zero sense to make...
Shame on the fans for booing Ronda Rousey.
We'll talk about that later. It makes zero sense to make SmackDown look this bad. The Blue brand looked absolutely terrible tonight. Now, overall, the show was good. But in terms of how SmackDown looked as a brand, if people overall stop watching SmackDown over time, which I don't think is going to happen, but if it does happen...
Vince's pathetic way of saying Raw is the A show.
Super Chat Mania, baby. Super Chat Mania. It is. It is a pathetic way of Vince McMahon and the executives telling people that no matter what you think, no matter what you want to believe, Raw is the flagship show. And I quite frankly don't understand what was the point overall of sacrificing this stupid Raw versus SmackDown brand versus brand theme they have for Survivor Series, which, when done right, can make the show overall huge. But they used this theme as a one-sided ploy to make one show seem better than the other. And I just think it was a turnoff for a lot of fans. So when I see fans tell me this show was awful, this show sucked, I hate this show, what they're really saying is they're sick of WWE's BS. They're sick of WWE using political means to force their audience, in an attempt to force their audience to buy into an agenda. And fans are just sick of it.
I wish Daniel Bryan won instead of Brock Lesnar.
I think a lot of people did. We got a lot of super chats coming in, so I'm going to just leave this up. Because I see a lot of people have opinions. They have a ton of opinions about Survivor Series. And yes, don't worry. Don't worry. I have a lot of positive things to say about this show as well. But I had to get that out. I'm just so sick of WWE's stupid agendas.
Good show, but the booking of SD was confusing. With the Fox deal, you would think WWE would want to make SD look strong. Also, way to bury the pre-show.
Nothing else needs to be said. So WWE, you can continue doing what you feel like is helping you, which it really isn't. This stuff. Hey, listen to the super chats.
I am so sick and tired of the WWE treating SmackDown like it's such an inferior show there. Monday Night Raw, because we all know if we had to pick one, SmackDown is the better show.
But see, again, they don't want you to go with that. They want you to buy into their agenda. And you already know Raw is suffering from ratings. You already know Raw is struggling to get people to watch it.
I went to NXT TakeOver War Games too. That show was incredible. I was debating if I should have gone to Survivor Series. After tonight, I'm glad I didn't.
I think you, along with many others, feel that way. We have a lot of super chats coming in. Jesus Christ. Like I said, I'm going to just keep this up. I'm going to let them go. I'm going to let it go.
SD won Best in the World, so Raw wins tonight.
Yeah, man. It's just, to me, it's just so backwards. It's so backwards logic that it just boggles my mind how some of these people have jobs and they think this is going to fix their problems. It's really not going to fix anything.
Enzo got more screen time than Samoa Joe tonight, faced with tears of joy.
He didn't get more screen time. He got more social media presence. That one I will give you. Again, we'll talk about all of that in just a second. It's just, I had to get that off my chest. I had to get off my chest this stupid propaganda that WWE has about how fans view their product. If you would just stop trying... Excuse me. I'm already kind of sick.
I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be the trigger for the Shane heel turn. I could be wrong though. Also, I'm cool with how the Ronda-Charlotte match ended.
Look, I don't think Shane's turning heel now. We've already had Bryan turn heel, and we had Charlotte turn heel tonight. I don't think we can take Shane turning heel. There's too many heel turns.
Why does SmackDown exist again? Oh, to embarrass it.
Yeah, basically. All right, that's all the super chats for now. Thank you everyone for your donations. But yeah, I just wish WWE would get over itself with how it treats SmackDown. Because overall, if you look at it business wise, SmackDown is going to Fox. And if you're telling your audience that Raw is better than SmackDown, why would they watch SmackDown when it goes to Fox?
Survivor Series didn't sell out either.
I noticed that. SmackDown Raw didn't sell out either. But I noticed that NXT and Survivor Series didn't sell out. That's interesting. And LA is usually really good with selling out. They sold out Brooklyn and they sold out SummerSlam. Don't know why they couldn't sell out Survivor Series. That's interesting. I don't know. But regardless, ladies and gentlemen, I got that rant out the way. I want you guys to know, yes, I do have an issue with how WWE treats SmackDown. And it will come back to bite them in the future. Thank you, Charles Felder, excuse me. Charles Felder for your $5 super chat. With that said, guys, let's get right into it. This is your boy, Alyx, man. If this is the first time you're watching me, you got quite a review in store. First time ever, like the video, please. Don't know where the likes are at. Give me a like check, people. Last I checked, it was around 50 the first time I looked at the YouTube page. But don't know where it is now. But subscribe if this is the first time you're watching.
You prefer Brock, or Brock, AJ? I like Brock.
That's a good question. I thought they were both equally as good, honestly. But like the video if you haven't already. The goal for this video is 300 likes. We've been doing really, really well with likes. I think yesterday's goal was 250 with NXT TakeOver, and we hit it. I think we can do 300. We can do 300 with Survivor Series. 300 likes for this video. If this is the first time you're watching your boy Alyx, man, and you haven't already subscribed, please do that. But also, if you want to help expand the brand, you can do a couple of things. You can like me on Facebook. You can follow me on Twitter at AlyxManBX1. You can donate using Super Chats or PayPal, Patreon, whatever fits your bill. You can buy yourself a Alyx Man t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees. And of course, this channel is sponsored by WrestleCrate. WrestleCrate is a monthly subscription service that sends you wrestling merchandise straight to... Don't lose your voice now, Alyx Man. Straight to your door for a monthly subscription price. If you want yourself a WrestleCrate, the link to it is down below in the description box. Subscribe today, and if you use the promo code ALYXMAN, you will get your first box 20% off. More information is down below. And with that said, let's see who is here in the live chat, as I'm letting the super chats go nuts right now.
Vince voice, because I'm Vince McMahon and you'll like what I want you to like, goddammit.
Yeah. I don't even think I can do the Vince voice right now. I don't even want to try. But yeah, that's what he would say. We got 500 people here. Good God. Welcome everybody. I see Ashley Bell, Black Cyborg Gaming, Mad Money Mo, Samuel M.E., Christian Herrera, Jay the Awesome, True Fire 901. Oh my goodness, they're coming. Jake Salig, who just told me 573 people are watching. Aaron Thomas, Star Wars Fan 167, T Cortez 2, Jacob Tyler, The Fire Zontos, Notorious, Benny Mac, who's donating right now.
I don't give a damn what you people want, winking face.
Benny Mac coming in here telling y'all it's about me. We got Darnell 06, Dustin Willis, Bradley Xavier, the cast, Sonic the Human Hedgehog, what's good? 608 people, it's still climbing. Welcome everybody. William Eber, Ralph 09900, Roger Dat 91, Ultra Shadow 97, Elias Ademi, oh yeah, Mr. Krabs. Alright, Goku Dark, one more. Kyle Enjoys Wrestling. Kyle Enjoys Wrestling used to be a YouTuber, but he makes some awesome commentary on Twitter. So if you want to check out his thoughts, follow him on Kyle Enjoys Wrestling. He can put his Twitter in the live chat if he wants.
That's the problem, CM Punk.
Oh boy. Speaking of CM Punk, I heard he was now a commentator for UFC, a broadcaster for UFC, so he's not fighting no more. Interesting. Alright, I'm not going to say any more names. I love y'all. But I can't sit here and say all 625 people now who are watching. So, let's just get right to it. Survivor Series. Man. Despite SmackDown being absolutely, maybe we can use the word here, buried, or just mistreated, I thought tonight was a good show. I thought the wrestling was on point. I loved a lot of the developments we got. And I gotta say, WrestleMania season's looking really good. I think when it comes to WrestleMania 35 and what they're doing now and what things are looking, how things are looking going into WrestleMania, I thought this show did its job. It got me excited for the future. And I can't really say I get that a lot with WWE. And you know what? I think I can say safely Survivor Series 2018 was the best main roster. I gotta put that on there. Main roster pay-per-view for WWE this year. Lots of amazing matches. Lots of great moments. And yeah, main roster did its thing. Was it as good as NXT TakeOver? No. You know better. Still, definitely one of WWE's better shows, and I don't know how long. So, good stuff all around. Good stuff. I'm giving you credit where credit is due. As a commentator of wrestling, we have to give credit when it's earned. I thought tonight, despite Raw sweeping SmackDown, which is BS, was a good show. Let's talk about a couple of things. First on the agenda, Enzo Amore, former member of SAWFT Soft, alongside Big Cass. He was in the audience. The first time we see him, he was under disguise, so no one really pointed him out. It wasn't until during the Nakamura-Rollins match, he stood up and started a commotion front row, doing the whole SAWFT, getting the crowd all riled up. That's when security ran in and basically carried him off, ran him off. Now, I don't know what Enzo Amore thought he was going to do. I heard his album dropped.
WrestleMania will be Charlotte versus Rousey too.
We'll discuss that later. But anyways, I don't know what Enzo thought he was going to do. I know his album dropped. Maybe he was trying to get publicity. I can't even say publicity right now. Close enough. For his album. Regardless, this was dumb. It made him look like an idiot. And I agree with Liv Morgan, who called it embarrassing. It was embarrassing. Didn't make him look good whatsoever. Now, I'm hearing rumors that he didn't get kicked out. He was taken backstage. So maybe WWE will work something out with him. Yeah, right. They're going to kick him out. He's not coming back. But it was so embarrassing seeing him there. It was such a bad look. It was such an act of desperation. Call for attention.
At least NXT had a decent foe this time around. Hart SS.
I agree. It actually has some, I won't say competition, but someone who put up a fight. Because usually NXT TakeOver stomps main roster. At least Survivor Series put up a fight more than any other show this year. So give me your thoughts about Enzo Amore. Quite frankly, I think he should just stay off of social media for the time being. I heard he's been getting himself in trouble. He got kicked off an airplane for acting a fool, for not following the rules. He's just going down a spiral right now. It's just circling down the drain. I would hate to turn on the news and see this guy, in jail or worse. But regardless, that's my thoughts on Enzo Amore showing up. What the hell was he thinking? Give me your thoughts about it. We're getting the debut of Lars Sullivan. We saw a video package hyping his debut throughout the night, pre-show and main show. I don't know how I feel about Lars Sullivan coming up before Aleister Black and Velveteen Dream, who are, in my opinion, who are more main roster ready than Lars Sullivan. That's just my thoughts. But, okay. That's what WWE wants. They want Lars Sullivan more than Velveteen Dream and Aleister Black, which is good for me. Keep them down there as long as possible. Because main roster will screw them up. Unfortunately. Let's see how he works. I mean, I don't have much hope for anybody going from NXT to the main roster, but maybe he can do something. The crowd. See, this is where I have to question Los Angeles a little bit, because Los Angeles was hot. Los Angeles was on fire for NXT TakeOver War Games 2 last night. They loved everything, and granted, NXT TakeOver War Games was an amazing show, one of the best shows ever for WWE. But still, this show wasn't all that bad. And I kind of feel like Los Angeles was dead.
Lars Raw or SmackDown?
Oh, Raw. He's going to Raw. No. He might go to SmackDown. We'll see. I think he's going to Raw. Regardless, I get that NXT is a better show. Plus, it's only 2 hours plus. It's under 3 hours. That's what matters. And this show was, well, if you count the pre-show, 6 hours. Because the pre-show was 2 hours. And then this show was 4 hours. So 6 hours. So, of course, you're going to lose some energy. Still, there were some moments throughout the night I kind of felt like, come on, Los Angeles, get a little bit behind this. The Cruiserweight match especially. Cruiserweight match especially was amazing. And it took them a while to get behind that. So, I don't quite know.
Becky versus Rousey or Flair versus Rousey at WM?
We'll talk about that in a second. I don't quite know what the deal was with the audience. But to me, I personally feel we could have gotten a little bit more. Just a little bit more out of them. They were drained, probably because Raw swept SmackDown and they're tired of the BS, but, that's just my thoughts. Oh yeah, and then Ruby Riott and Natalya had a fight on the pre-show, and Alexa Bliss kicked them off the team and replaced them with Sasha and Bayley. Because, Ruby Riott broke Natalya's glasses. She broke Natalya's daddy's glasses. Sure, okay. Whatever you say. Should I even talk about the kickoff match? I mean, Michael Cole said it didn't matter, right?
Why did WWE even hire Enzo Amore? He's just pathetic at this point, like, oh my god, go away.
People like that. People like that craziness, man. And maybe WWE wants to capitalize on it because they are crazy. No, I don't know why. I don't get it either. It's not my cup of tea. Fine, kickoff match. Raw vs. SmackDown. 5-on-5 tag team elimination match. Highlights were the Revival, who are doing moves I've never seen before. Suicide dives, Rope assisted tornado DDTs, they were awesome. Usos, they're the freaking Usos. New Day, they're the freaking New Day. I think that's it. Oh, and a little bit of Chad Gable and Bobby Roode. But other than those 4 tag teams, I didn't give a damn about Primo and Epico, the Colognes. I didn't care about the Ascension. I didn't care about the B Team. I'm sorry, but Anderson and Gallows mean nothing to me. Sandy has sucked ever since he came to the main roster. I didn't even care about the Lucha House Party because they just seemed so out of place. And Kalisto, I think, got hurt. I think he tweaked his knee in this match. Hopefully it's not an injury. It was maybe a sprain. But, yeah, I didn't care about any of those other teams. The match was decent. It only got good when the teams that mattered were left. That would be Usos, New Day, Revival, and Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. When it was just those 4 teams, good match. But getting there, it was pretty lame, pretty boring, and it sucked. So overall, decent match, but it doesn't matter. SmackDown won. Usos and SmackDown won. But like Michael Cole said, it happened on the pre-show, so it doesn't matter. As of right now, I will no longer talk about the pre-show. Kickoff matches mean nothing to me. I am going to be up here to watch the pay-per-view from 6 to 10. My time, 6 to 10. For you, it might be 7 to 11. Some of you might be 8 to 12. I am only here to watch the main card, and that's it. Because Michael Cole told me that since it happened on the kickoff, it doesn't matter. So thanks, Michael Cole. Thanks. So the match that does matter is the first match on the main card. Raw vs. SmackDown 5-on-5 women's elimination match. And let me just, before I get to the women real quick, I had to point this out. How bad has the tag team divisions got in terms of WWE?
I hope Raw's rating dips below #boycott Raw.
Oh yeah, Raw cleanse is going to be a big deal now. #Raw cleanse. But imagine how bad the tag team divisions look now. They already looked like crap before this match happened, but now that it was on the pre-show, and now that we're being told that the divisions don't matter, like, how insulting is that to all these men who work their asses off making tag team wrestling matter? You get what I'm saying? It's mind-numbing. First match on the main card was the 5-on-5 women's elimination match. Team Raw has Mickie James, Tamina Snuka, Nia Jax, Bayley, and Sasha Banks. Before I even talk about the SmackDown team, Nia Jax. Ooh, Nia Jax. She got some massive boos, thunderous boos tonight. It was scary. It was the scary kind of go away heat. You know, that heat that people will riot over. Bro, it wasn't safe. That's what I will say. But credit to Nia Jax and WWE, but Nia Jax for playing it up. She played it up. She's calling herself the face breaker, which I like. It's smart. You're taking advantage of the heat and you're making it work for storyline purposes. I'm okay with this. Believe it or not, I am okay with this as long as they don't get carried away with it. Because keep this in mind. You are giving a push. You are giving a push to a woman who put a fan favorite on the shelf.
Knowing VKM, he's probably happy with what Nia did to Becky. Probably hoping it will knock Becky back to his WWE reality because she's getting over.
Ooh. You know, I don't want to believe that, but you might be right. This is probably their way of killing Becky's momentum. Hopefully, that's not the case. But getting back to what I was saying. Remember, she's getting a push for putting a fan favorite on the shelf. Woman or man, it's a fan favorite. And she robbed us of a Survivor Series match. Now, what we got in its place was still fantastic, but you still robbed us. Not only do you send a horrible message, but this is the kind of heat. Once again, it's go away heat. If you overdo it, people won't be watching to see her get beat. People will just stop watching. They will turn off Raw. They're already not watching Raw. Yeah, let's give them another reason not to watch Raw. I don't want to see Nia Jax, so I'm turning this off. Right? Is that what you want? So, if we're going to do this, if you're going to make use of this heat, you need to do it right. What does that mean, Alyx, man? Nia is fighting Ronda Rousey at TLC, right? Ronda needs to beat her. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. She needs to absolutely destroy Nia Jax. And then, have Nia go to the Royal Rumble and be eliminated by Becky Lynch. Becky needs to eliminate her. I didn't say Becky needs to win. I said she needs to eliminate Nia Jax. That's what we need to do. That's what we need to do. You hear me? If we use that heat to put over Ronda and Becky, all's well. Because that's how we serve the product. My biggest fear, and I'm sorry I'm putting this on y'all, but you know your boy Alyx, man, tells it like it is. Here's where my biggest fear comes into the picture. Because Nia Jax is getting all this heat, WWE is going to go, she's getting the biggest reactions. She's getting the most reactions from the crowd.
They need Rousey to beat her in like 20 seconds.
It doesn't have to be a squash, but she needs to dominate her. I agree. My biggest fear is that since she's getting big reactions, they're going to put the title on her. Oh yeah, I said that. I'm scared Nia Jax is going to beat Ronda Rousey. And then we do Nia Jax versus Becky Lynch at WrestleMania, which is a horrible idea. Let me tell you something. If you dare put the title back on Nia Jax because she's getting reactions, that will be the death. That will be the death of your show. That would be the dumbest thing you could do right now. Because I know WWE, I know how they think. She's getting a big reaction. She's over. Give her the championship. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Because if you give this woman the main event of WrestleMania and also give her that first victory over Ronda Rousey because she broke Becky Lynch's face, I promise you, you will regret it. Don't you do it. That would be the dumbest thing you could do. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Nia Jax needs to lose to Ronda and then be eliminated at the Royal Rumble by Becky. And then we're good. Call yourself the face breaker all you want. Be the biggest heel you can be. But make it lead to something. Use that heel heat to put people over. Not make fans turn off your show. But yeah, getting back to the match. Team Raw took on SmackDown, which is Naomi, Sonya Deville, Asuka, Carmella, and the one replacing Charlotte, Mandy Rose. Solid match. I already knew as soon as I saw it come down to Asuka and Sasha and Nia Jax, I told myself, oh boy, they're going to have Nia Jax win this match, huh? And guess what? Nia Jax is the sole survivor. Now, I will say this. When it came down to the last three, Mickie James, Bayley, Nia Jax, Sasha, Asuka, I think it was Asuka, Carmella, and Mandy. I think when it came down to like those last set of women, it picked up. When it first started, I was like, okay, I like it, but it's not doing anything for me. But it ended pretty strong. The best part was Asuka versus Charlotte. Asuka versus Sasha. Those two need a match. I think Asuka and Charlotte. Once again, I said Asuka and Charlotte again. Why I keep saying that? Asuka and Sasha. They had match on Raw one good time. They need to do it again. These two need another match. These two need to have multiple matches. They are doing some great things. And, yeah, I thought that was the best part of the match. But, of course, Nia Jax winning for her team, so what are you going to do? And rumors are that Alexa Bliss is still on the shelf. She's still recovering from her concussion. Although she was team leader, it's looking like she might be out of the ring a lot longer than we thought. So, like Paige, expect to see her in a more managerial position. Just saying. Next match. Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura. IC champion versus US champion. Good match overall. I don't know. I feel like we could have gotten a better match. But even then, I like what we got here. There was a lot of really smooth counters. Just really good back and forth between the two. It's really hard to hate a match that has Rollins and Nakamura in it. Was it the best match that we could have gotten? Probably not. And we have to remember there are restrictions to the style that Nakamura has. He can't do what he used to do in New Japan. And I think that Nakamura taking on Rollins would have been an amazing match. But whatevs. Still a good match overall. Rollins wins. No Dean Ambrose. That's a surprise. I was expecting Rollins to lose because Ambrose would interfere and help Nakamura win. That's what I thought. That's what I thought was going to happen. And that would lead to their match at TLC, which was announced. Rollins will take on Ambrose for the IC Championship at TLC. That might be the main event too. Who knows? But I would think Ambrose would interfere. But nope. Rollins just beat Nakamura. Okay. The weakest match of the show. The weakest match of the show was this tag match. Authors of Pain versus The Bar. Cesaro and Sheamus with The Big Show. I don't even remember what happened. I do remember one thing. I do remember Drake Maverick being put on the ring apron and pissing his pants. Drake Maverick pissing his pants. Yeah. That's it. That's all I remember. If that was all I remember, then that's how you know this match was not good.
Drew's cool and all, but the Joe part was a joke face with symbols on mouth.
Oh, don't worry. We'll talk about Joe in just a second. I got some information that you guys don't know. But yeah, that match was the definition of a potty break. So the Authors of Pain win. I don't even understand why we couldn't give that one to SmackDown. See, some of these matches you could have given to SmackDown. You could have had Nakamura beat Rollins. You could have had Cesaro and Sheamus beat the Authors of Pain. But, alright, light check. How many likes do we have, guys? How many likes do we have? Let me know. As I recover from this cough here. I'm getting better, guys. Thank you all for, showing me concern, sending me your good well wishes. I'm going to get better. We are sitting at 122 likes. Let's get more likes on this video. The goal is 300 likes. 122 is not bad, but we can do better. 300 likes is the goal. Next up, if I'm not mistaken, is the Cruiserweight Championship match. Yes, it is. Buddy Murphy versus Mustafa Ali. I still think, first off, the fact that we have a Cruiserweight Championship match on the main card, that's an improvement. That's a massive improvement. But I still think WWE should aim to open up the shows with the Cruiserweight match. I think that would really that would set things off to a good start. If you open up with a fast-paced match, which you are guaranteed with any Cruiserweight Championship match, your shows will be better overall. And we can do this at every Big Four pay-per-view. Kick it off with a 205 Cruiserweight Championship match. It doesn't have to be at every pay-per-view. Like TLC doesn't need a Cruiserweight Championship match. Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, kick off the show with a Cruiserweight Championship match. Because I guarantee you, if they were to kick this show off with this match, the energy would have been different. Because the crowd was kind of dead coming into this Cruiserweight Championship match. They weren't really feeling it. But because it was so good, because it was so well done and so well worked, they eventually came alive. Josh Clayton, 199. Drake pissed himself when he saw Enzo. Oh my goodness. Maybe not. Who knows? But yeah, Buddy Murphy took on Mustafa Ali. Here's the thing. This wasn't even their best match. Their best match is still that no DQ match from earlier this year, which, in my opinion, is a Match of the Year candidate. Match of the Year candidate. This wasn't even their best match, and it was still one of the best matches of the night. Completely outclassed a good 80% of the matches on this show. These two tore it up. The crowd was dead going into this match. Woke them right up. 205 live chants. Well, 205 chants. 205. 205. And they did a lot of the spots that they did in the past. We saw a satellite DDT through the ropes, a poison rana, a freaking Spanish fly off the announcer's table. Buddy Murphy kicking and kneeing, stiff shots, dives to the outside, 450s, everything you can want in a cruiserweight match, you got it. Very fast paced, very innovative. Nothing else to say. Awesome match. One of the best matches of the night. The best match of the night, I can't say. But definitely top 3. Buddy Murphy retains. He ends up keeping the belt. And who he fights next, we'll have to see. Now, following that awesome match, we had, if I'm not mistaken, the 5-on-5 men elimination match. And, oh boy. Let me talk about Samoa Joe. Let me just get it out the way. Samoa Joe went into this match with an injury. He was hurt. In case some of y'all didn't know, he's been working with an injury, which is one of the reasons why they did that angle with him after, I think it was Super Showdown. Super Showdown, where Jeff Hardy beat him and he got taken out and he was gone. He was supposed to be gone for a long period of time to recover from his injury. Joe is injury prone at this point. Let's just call it like it is. Samoa Joe is injury prone. During a time when he's cutting the best promos of his career, his body is giving out on him, and I think that is sad. It's very, very sad. So, when I heard he was working hurt, I was kind of suspecting he would be the first one eliminated. I didn't think it would be like this, though. Samoa Joe was the first one in on his team. McIntyre got rid of him real quick. He was gone instantly. But that's how it is. Then the breaks. Joe's hurt. Get him in, get him out, make his money, and go home.
Are you going to mention the R-Truth segment?
Sure. I forgot about the R-Truth segments. R-Truth was backstage roaming. He was roaming between Raw and SmackDown locker rooms, tried to get involved with the women, and then we see him in the Raw locker room talking about, I'm here to represent Raw. And then he came back to the SmackDown locker room. He said, I'm here to represent SmackDown. It was, it's funny, but it did get kind of, WWE pounding it into your head. It got a little ridiculous because they overdid it a little bit, but I thought it was funny for what it was, I suppose. Anyways, let's get to it. 5-on-5 elimination, Raw vs. SmackDown. Team Baron Corbin, Finn Balor, Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, and Bobby Lashley taking on Team Captain The Miz, Jeff Hardy, Samoa Joe, Rey Mysterio, and Shane McMahon, aka the best in the world. The best in the world. I thought this match was great. Everything that they did with Drew McIntyre was mwah. McIntyre was the highlight. In my opinion, one of the highlights of this match. I liked seeing him antagonize Braun Strowman and basically have his team implode. The Raw team imploded, but see, this is why it gets on my nerves. Raw's team had every right to lose this match because they weren't getting along. They could have easily lost to SmackDown. SmackDown should have gotten Nakamura and Rollins that match. SmackDown should have gotten, well, it should have got the pre-show, but that doesn't count, right? But SmackDown should have gotten the tag team match with Cesaro and Sheamus, and they should have got this match. And then it would have been even 3-3. And then we would have had the main event, and it would have been special. But no, we had to have Raw sweep SmackDown. But I don't like it when they do stuff like that. You set this match up for a certain team to win, and they still lose. It makes the brand look weak. Granted, Raw had big men. They had Lashley, Strowman. They had McIntyre. Ziggler and Finn aren't big, but, they're not pushovers either. Yeah, it was a good match. Really, really fun. Shane McMahon was bumping his ass off. He was killing himself. He did like 1 or 2 or 3 coast to coast. He did a leap of faith elbow drop to the outside. He did it all. Killed himself. Got a couple of pinfalls too. And in my head, I'm thinking, you know what would really be cool? It would really be cool if Shane McMahon won this match for SmackDown. If he was the sole survivor. Heh. I was stupid to think that. In the end, Braun Strowman ends up eliminating not 1, not 2, not even 3, but 4 men. 4 men. Sure. Whatever. Still enjoyed the match. Still thought it was great. I keep going back to how they just treat SmackDown like crap. And I don't get it. Especially since SmackDown is getting the Fox deal. But Raw won this match too. Raw won every match. My favorite part of the show. My favorite part of Survivor Series took place next. WrestleMania comes early. Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair. From the moment the bell rung, this match was fantastic. I believe if it would have gotten just a few more minutes, it could have been a classic. It was that good. It still might be a classic to some of you. I thought it was fantastic, though. Oh, my goodness. It was WrestleMania quality. All around WrestleMania quality. Loved every single second of it. I thought Charlotte and Ronda worked so well. Ronda is showing why she belongs here. And I will say it. This was Ronda's best match. This was Ronda's best match. Okay, maybe not. Maybe her WrestleMania match was a tad bit better. I'll have to go back and rewatch that WrestleMania match. You can debate down below. In terms of a singles match, I'll say this. In terms of a singles match, this was her best match. Absolutely. But y'all not here to talk about the match. Y'all not here to get my opinions about the match. As fantastic as the match was, and it was fantastic. Lots of counters, lots of cool spots, lots of innovative action, lots of false finishes. Everything you could want in a Charlotte versus Ronda match, you got. But then, at the end of the match, Ronda goes to the outside and she's busted open. I think during one of the submissions, Charlotte elbows her in the face by accident. Just elbows her. And she's busted open. Blood is pouring out of her mouth. Ronda goes to the outside. And Charlotte comes from around the corner with a damn candlestick. Boom! Whacks her with it. Ronda wins by DQ. Charlotte doesn't care. She snaps. And she just starts wailing. Gets a steel chair. Wail. Just starts beating the living piss out of Ronda. Not Ronda, but Ronda. Here comes some officials. Here comes some referees. They push Charlotte away. And Charlotte snaps. She spears a referee. She punches some officials. She pushes everyone out the way. And she goes back to Ronda. Bam, bam, chair. Natural selection onto the chair. And you just see her just yelling. And just seething in rage. And I loved it. I loved every second. The crowd Keep this in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Just a month ago, Boo the Woo was a thing. The crowd was booing Charlotte because of Becky Lynch. Because of this heel turn, it was like a complete 180 happened. The crowd loved her. Crowd instantly got behind Charlotte the moment she turned heel. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you, Charlotte. They got behind her. They loved it. Because this is what she should be doing. Do you understand why fans do this stuff? Do you understand why fans cheer people? Because when they're in the roles that serve them, it's really easy to get behind them. Charlotte, to me, is a natural born heel. And the fans know it, you know it, the wrestlers know it, Charlotte knows it. And she showed us that this is what she should have been all along. More than ever, I now agree with my statement from months ago where I said Charlotte should have been the one to turn on Becky at SummerSlam. Because in the end, look what happened. In the end, Becky became the top babyface and Charlotte became the heel anyways. Do you see what I'm talking about? Do you see when I tell WWE, when I come up here and talk about WWE, you have to think long term because ultimately, you already know what the goal is. If you want to do Ronda and Charlotte at WrestleMania, which honestly, that looks like what we're getting. I'm sorry to a lot of you that still want Becky and Ronda, but based off of this match, it's hard to say that we don't get a rematch. We need a rematch. Akil, with his $5 super chat, WWE saved me from dozing off against Hollywood in the background. Parallel universe, but Charlotte actually freaked me the F out. It was awesome. Bro, Charlotte is one of the best female wrestlers in the world today, and I keep telling y'all that, and it just...
There was no reason for the crowd to boo Rousey.
Oh, we'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, it's crazy to me that fans were giving her so much crap when she was a babyface. But also, it's just all of a sudden, she turns heel and everybody loves her. That just goes to show you that this is what she should be doing. She should have been a heel from the start. She should have... Okay, maybe for a short period of time she could turn babyface, but she should have always been in this heel role. In my personal opinion. But this was awesome. Oh, I can't forget about what happened at the end. With Charlotte putting the chair around Ronda's neck and basically snapping it across her jugular. She broke Ronda's neck.
Booing Rousey was pathetic. LA was ridiculous.
Okay, y'all want me to talk about this, so fine, we'll get to it. Charlotte looked great. I do agree that Los Angeles went a little too far with the boos. Ronda Rousey should not have been booed. I completely agree. She did not deserve those boos. I think what happened was, like a lot of fans, we have been wanting Charlotte to turn heel for such a long time.
I think 4 horsewomen of WWE against Ronda Rousey, 4 horsewomen at WrestleMania 35.
I don't know, man. It might be a little hard to do that right now. We have to reestablish Sasha and Bayley first. And then, if Charlotte is a heel, which she is, if you go on her Twitter, she said, "Boo the woo, screw you." She's a heel. She's a villain now. There is no, well, she just attacked Ronda to support her friend Becky. No, she turned heel. She's a villain now. But regardless of what happened with Charlotte, Ronda did not deserve to be booed. The crowd went way too hard on Ronda. And I get it. I understand that in the heat of the moment, you loved what Charlotte did. And so, I don't really know if I can make sense of it. You're naturally programmed to hate the person that you that was going against the person you were cheering for. I don't know. I'm not even sure if that makes any sense. I don't even know if I could support LA. I don't think they should have booed Ronda. I don't think they had every right to boo her. I mean, okay, they had every right to boo her, but I don't think they should have. Why? Why? Ronda doesn't deserve any of this. You can say that she's getting a push way too fast, but I'm sorry. Name one person. Name one female wrestler that is learning the craft as fast as Ronda. Her match with Charlotte tonight was absolutely fantastic. She is one of the best performers in WWE today. So you can tell me all you want, which is getting it too fast. Did you say that when Kurt Angle got the championship? Yeah. I'm calling you out. Did you say that when Kurt Angle got the championship? Oh, you didn't? No, you didn't? What? No? Okay. I'm just saying. So yeah, I completely agree that people booing Ronda, yeah, that was not cool. You have a right to do it. I don't agree with it though. Alright, before I talk about the main event, let's get a like check. How the likes looking? She was crying. Yeah, she was crying.
I am ashamed of living in LA. I need a roommate.
I ain't gonna be that guy. Sorry, buddy. The likes are at 150 now. 151. 151 likes. We're halfway to 300. Let's get to 300 likes, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost there. Last but not least, for the first time ever, Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Where do I begin with this match? Okay. As you guys know, I've been wanting to see Bryan versus Lesnar for the longest time. Since 2014, I've been begging for WWE to do this match. I've been begging them to give me Bryan versus Lesnar. And because of Nia Jax's stupidness, we got it. Now, I was very put off with the idea of Bryan going into this match as a heel. And he did come out doing the yes chants, but then he did the whole, and then he stopped. He started the yes chants, and then he just stopped. So he's a heel. Oh, he's a villain. Now, the crowd got behind him because he worked like a babyface in this match, which was interesting. Kind of. He used a lot of dirty tactics, but he was essentially the babyface in this match. He took on Brock Lesnar, and when the match started, we see Bryan avoiding Lesnar, taunting him, chasing him around the ring, playing cat and mouse. And then eventually Lesnar caught Bryan, and he hit, I don't know how many suplexes. Tons of them. Numerous suplexes, and it was uncomfortable. For the first 10 minutes of the match, I was uneased because it looked like Bryan was dead. Every suplex, every German suplex, everything that he did to Bryan made me feel uneased, which is good because it meant that I was invested in the match. I don't think I've ever been invested in a match like this. There isn't a match in WWE, at least main roster, that I've been this invested in. I was very invested in this match. Everything that Lesnar did to Bryan, I felt. It wasn't until Bryan low-blowed Lesnar and hit him with that knee that I jumped out of my seat. I'm telling y'all, my voice is gone, but I managed to get a scream. I managed to yell when Lesnar got hit with that running knee, and I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna beat him. I thought he was gonna pull a Goldberg. I'm like, he's gonna pull out one move on him and beat him. Kicked out. But then Bryan got vicious, stomped on his face, attacked his knee. He looked like an insane psychopath. Very Cactus Jack McFoley-esque, if you will. It was really, really cool. He was smiling. He had an evil look in his eyes. It was awesome. I loved every second, and the crowd loved it too. It was very Bryan Danielson-esque, if you will. Very reminiscent of Bryan Danielson. And there was a point in time where I was thinking, he might actually beat Lesnar. He even hit him with another knee. And I'm thinking, that might be it. Where he had me, where I thought he had Lesnar, was after he attacked the knee, Bryan hooked him in the yes lock, the LaBelle lock. And Lesnar was about to tap. And Lesnar broke the hold, but then Bryan punched him. Just straight up cross punched him in the face. And then hooked it back in. And I'm thinking, oh, bro, he had him.
Great match, but how can Bryan be booked as a heel after his great performance tonight? To me, he is the biggest babyface in WWE right now.
Oh, most definitely. I think they had an idea of turning him heel. I think it got squashed. I completely agree. This was way too good. Way too good to hate him.
Would you say the Daniel Bryan Brock Lesnar match is the best main roster main event PPV match of 2018?
It was. Oh yeah, it definitely was. There wasn't a single main event that was better than this. Thinking about it. Yes. Yeah, you're right. Completely agree. This was the best main roster main event match of 2018. Completely agree. In the end, though, after Bryan had put on a great performance, Brock Lesnar hits another F5. He hit 2 of them to beat Bryan. Pins him 1, 2, 3. My favorite part of this entire match happened afterwards, actually. As Lesnar walks off and he goes up the ramp, he turns around to look at Bryan, and Bryan is smiling. Daniel Bryan is smiling. Like he enjoyed the beating. Like he wants more. Like he needs more. Excuse me. Oh, goodness. That didn't even sound good. Like he needs more. And man, if we don't get another one. Listen, I understand that we're going to do Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar. And I do believe Braun Strowman should beat Brock. I want Brock Lesnar's final match in WWE to be another Bryan versus Lesnar match. You cannot tell me that another match with these two would not be amazing. With the way they told the story of Bryan loving, like he enjoyed it, like he was into the beating. Very reminiscent of Mankind, Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, even Bray Wyatt. You can't tell me that we can't do another one. Bryan, I can see Bryan taunting Lesnar for another match. I can see him pressuring him. Give me another match. Give me another match. Give me another match. I want it. Now, more than likely. Oh, Lord.
I hesitate to call it a great match. The Lesnar dominance took too much out of it. A Bryan win would have made up for that. Just another basic Lesnar match. Kinda recycled Lesnar's match against AJ.
It was, but even that match was awesome. I thought that match was awesome too. Just to me, the story they told in this match, it calls for a rematch. It kind of does set up for Bryan to want more from Lesnar. And I think we should do it again. Now, I know a lot of you didn't like the fact that Lesnar was very dominant, and I understand, but I think it helped the match. I think Lesnar being that overbearing, almost unbeatable obstacle made the comeback that much more stronger. Because when Bryan started fighting back, fans got into it. So I don't really know if Bryan is a heel anymore. I think at first when he attacked AJ, yeah. absolute heel. But now, I don't know. His performance tonight, it was way too good. It was way too good to hate him. It's way too good to hate on. But we'll see. I loved it, though. I thought it was a great match. Brock Lesnar won. Raw swept SmackDown. We did a rant at the beginning of this broadcast talking about how stupid that is. But still a good show. I think overall this was definitely WWE's best main roster pay-per-view in 2018. Probably one of the best shows they've done in a long time. And Daniel Bryan, that main event, he had a great performance. I love seeing him on the mat smiling at Lesnar after taking a beating. He's a sick psychopath. Love seeing Charlotte turn heel. Oh my goodness, heel Charlotte is going to be amazing. SmackDown came away with the better characters and the better stories. Although Raw won. So in the end, I'm still going to be watching SmackDown, so screw Raw. Hashtag Raw cleanse. But give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts about Survivor Series. I'm going to read some comments, then I'm going to get out of here. Thank you for everyone who donated, by the way. Lots of donations tonight. Lots of donations. You guys are awesome. But I'm giving it a B. Good show. Really, really strong effort from the main roster. Was it as good as NXT TakeOver? Yeah, right. Nowhere close to being as good as NXT TakeOver, but still a good show. What do you guys think? Talk to me. EJ Movement says, sometimes the dominance of Brock can help a match. I agree, but most of the time it's a little much. And Bryan really needs to stay heel. Agreed. It can be a little much because it did make people feel uncomfortable. But it made you feel something, so I think that's what matters the most.
Ronda Rousey can't fight. That's why she in WWE.
I wouldn't say she can't fight. Do you want to fight her? You go fight her. And then tell me she can't fight. Let's see here. Right to Jericho. Yeah, loved Ronda versus Charlotte. I also think the cruiserweights are close to finally being over with the main roster. We'll see. I would love for them to start opening up shows. But time will tell. Permanent Press says Survivor Series was great. Yeah. I think overall it was a positive show, a good outing from the main roster. Joe James, great weekend of wrestling. Wholeheartedly agree. AJ Envoy, TakeOver blew Survivor Series out of the water. It did. It did.
SD Liv will win next year. Reaction to Enzo there.
I already did my reaction to Enzo at the beginning, but just to sum it up, he's an idiot. He is embarrassing himself. Stop. Simple as that. Simple as that. Okay, I guess we're doing more super chats. All right, have fun. Super chat party. Have fun. I'm done with my review, so I guess this will be the super chat audience portion of the show.
Punk versus Bryan versus Styles. Dream match.
Oh my goodness, would that ever be a hell of a match? Would that ever be a hell of a match? What was my match of the weekend? Velveteen Dream versus Tommaso Ciampa. Now, a lot of people are going to say Gargano and Black, which, listen, Velveteen Dream and Ciampa, Gargano and Black, both are classics. Both are wrestling masterpieces. But for me, Dream and Ciampa was my match of the weekend. Those two tore it up. Nothing main roster wise especially, but nothing topped that match. It was that good. It was that good. Let's hit the road, Jack. Heh. Yeah, that's basically it. Heh. Yes, Productions. Charlotte versus Ronda was awkward. They have no chemistry. I disagree with you wholeheartedly. I thought they had excellent chemistry. Jack Salick says he would give the slight edge to Gargano and Black. I'm cool with that, man. It was a classic. So whatever you decide, it's up to y'all. Like check. How we doing on likes? How we doing on them likes, buddy boys? Buddy boys. My favorite was Gargano and Black. Okay. our NXT Takeover was outstanding. Absolutely, one of the best shows this year. Every NXT Takeover this year has been game changing good, really good. We're at 184 likes. That's cool. Let's get to 200 and I'll get out of here. Get me to 200 and I'm gone. 200 likes and I'm out of here. Until then, let me just continue to read your comments because I love y'all. Christian Forever-ish. Why did the Tag Team Survivor Series match not count? Because the tag team divisions are garbage. And so WWE is telling the audience that their tag team division is garbage. And that's why it doesn't count. It's disrespectful. It's wrong. It's mean. But that's what they're doing. Blaze for Prez. Good review, man. Thank you, man.
Any favorite matches from the Jericho Cruise?
Didn't see it. I gotta check it out. Oh, super chats are coming in. Let me leave this alone. Kaide, I did not see your comment. What was your comment about, buddy? There's 500 people here, so you had to, give me some leeway here. Cynical. Before I die, I need to attend at least one NXT takeover. It's a must. It's a must, man.
Yeah, Ronda can't fight even though she was a champ in Judo, Strikeforce, UFC and WWE. She's taken to pro wrestling very well.
Y'all can have your opinions on Ronda, but I'm not going to get into a fight with her. Y'all do that. All right, 200 likes. Are we there already? Are we at 200 likes? Wow, that was quick. Thank you, guys. Thank you for 200 likes. You guys are awesome. Thoughts on the David Arquette death match. I haven't seen that yet. I'm going to watch it. I think what I'll do is when I turn this off, I'll go find it and watch it. And then I guess we'll talk about it tomorrow night on Raw. By the way, if Raw sucks tomorrow, I'm going back on my Raw cleanse. I only watched Raw because of Survivor Series. I thought Survivor Series was warranting me to watch Raw. But if it sucks tomorrow, I'm definitely going back on my Raw cleanse. Well, I hear that WWE Raw is coming to Houston on December 3rd. We'll see. I might check that out. But 202 likes now. Wow. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for the 200 likes. But yeah, I gotta check out that David Arquette death match. I heard about it. Let's hit the road, Jack. Thank you, Deluxe, man. No, thank you. Thank you all for watching me, and I am pleased to have such an awesome audience. Because even though I'm sick, I feel like a lot of times I can be a little much in these broadcasts, and I'm trying to cool that down. But regardless of how I am, what I do, you all watch me. You all take time out of your days, your nights, to check out my podcast, to hear my thoughts on wrestling, and you donate. Y'all donate to the channel to help it grow, to make it better, and I thank you. I thank you for it. And for that, I promise you guys that things are going to get better for 2019. And even as I talk now, we got more super chats coming in, so let me get that ready. So, thank you all. Thank you all for taking this time to say hi. And you guys are great. We got a lot of things coming. I have some projects I have to get out for December. One big project that you guys don't know about. I'm keeping that a secret. But I promise you, this will be the premier channel. This will be the premier channel for YouTube soon.
Watch AJ Styles' 365 documentary on the network.
Oh, that should be nice. But yeah, you guys are going to love. You guys are going to love what I have in store for you. But since we hit 200, and the goal is 300, goal is still 300, by the way. Keep liking. I think it's time that I go ahead and stop talking and save my voice. So, I will be back up here tomorrow night for Raw, and of course SmackDown. But until then, Give me your thoughts about Survivor Series. How you felt about it. What are your favorite moments? What are your favorite matches? But talk about it down below in the comments. If you watched it all, hashtag I watched it all. Once again, like the video. 300 likes is the goal. Subscribe if you haven't. Donate using Super Chat, PayPal, or Patreon. Like me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter at DeluxeManVX1. Buy yourself a Deluxe Man t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees. Subscribe to WrestleCrate. All of that. Thank you, WWE, for a good show. Thank you for an awesome weekend of wrestling. I only wish we can get this all the time. But now, we move on to TLC, and then, of course, ultimately, the Royal Rumble. But until then, this is your boy, Deluxe Man, signing off right here in Deluxe Man's World. I'm out. Peace.